Hey guys, what's going on? It's me, Matrix, back with another video, and today I'm going to be showing you how to do the Tier 3 and Tier 4 Slayer quests in Hypixel Skyblock really easily. So, I don't know about you, I don't want to blabber on, let's hop right into it. Okay, so basically, we're going to go in order from Revenant Tier 3s and Tier 4s all the way up to Sven Tier 3 and Tier 4s. So let's get started. So do a Rev boss. What I've learned is that you basically just need a good amount of damage and lifesteal to basically just, out-damage the boss. So this setup right here, Tarantella helmet and 3/4 strong dragon armor with an AOTD and an uncommon tiger. If I just take out some money for this quest. Unprofessional video, guys. Okay. So the set that I have right here is set Slayer quest just off. Okay. So let's go ahead and start Tier 3 Rev. And let's find like a private lobby. This seems fine. So basically, the main strategies for Revenant bosses is you can either have like a tiger or wolf pet equipped. I'll use a tiger because this is a cheap setup, and maybe most of you guys won't have just a legendary wolf pet sitting around. So I'll go ahead and get the boss a couple kills away from spawning, and I'll cut back. Okay, as you can see, we are only a couple kills away from spawning the Tier 3 boss. This should spawn. So basically, all you need to do is just stand in a corner with this thing, and basically just hit it as many times as you can, as fast as you can. And as you can see, the Tier 3 boss is really, really easy. Let's go ahead and move on to a Tier 4 Revenant boss, because those are a bit more difficult. And I'm confident that I can still solo this with, like, the same gear. However, yeah, my damage is decent, though, so we'll see. Basically, just using the 3/4 strong and Terra helmet with an AOTD that's fabled should be enough. Oh, Revenant champion. Should be enough. Also, considering the fact that the Revenant Horror's health are doubled. In this, if I can kill it in this, then you guys can definitely kill it when its health is normal. So let's go ahead and just grind up the XP. So that was one of the 2 mini bosses that can spawn when doing our Revenant quest Tier 4. The 4th one, which just spawned right here, is very, very strong, and basically you should just avoid it. So over here, we are just gonna try and hit the Rev boss. We're gonna try to kill this mini boss number 1. So this is a very unlucky circumstance. Okay, so we killed the mini boss, and basically we just want to keep clicking really fast, or as fast as your attack speed allows, on the Revenant Horror Tier 4. And as you can see, with an uncommon tiger pet, we should be able to solo this thing. As you can see, just a fabled AOTD, 3/4 strong and Terra, and we have soloed a Tier 4 Revenant boss. Let's move on to Tarantella. Okay, so for a Tarantella boss, obviously full Tarantella armor would be preferred, but let's say, well, you can't use full Tarantella armor. In that case, I'm gonna swap back the helmet, because let's say you need to grind for the strong plus Terra, so you need Terra 4 to actually be able to like use it. Which is understandable. I was at that point once. And let me tell you, it is very, very easy. So, what you need for these bosses is basically a Runon's bow. If I can find where my Runon's bow is, then I can show you. So, basically, just any reforge on your Runon's bow, you'll be fine. And you basically just need to start killing spiders, and the boss will spawn. So I'm going to cut back to when we're close to spawning the boss. Okay, we are very close to the boss spawning. This Tarantella Vermin is spawning. Now, with all Tier 3 bosses here, It's really not that difficult if you just like camp yourself in a corner. Your lifesteal should be able to out-heal the damage that you take from the boss. And as you can see, we have killed the boss. Oh, I got a spider catalyst. That's pretty neat. So, my tip with the tier 4 Tarantula boss. I personally use full Tarantula armor and a scorpion foil. However, I don't think that's necessary, and I believe that we can get this tier 4 boss slain in our full strong and AOTD setup. So let's go ahead and just start a tier 4 Tarantula boss. Just a quick disclaimer, all the bosses outside of the derpy event are going to be much easier. Okay, so the boss is spawning and we don't have anybody here to interfere, so let's just see if we can take this thing. And it is doing a lot of damage to us, however, if we just keep hitting it, we can out-heal it. Although this weapon does have lifesteal 4, this boss shouldn't be that hard to kill. And it would actually already be dead by now, except for the fact that Derpy, the current mayor of Skyblock, makes all mobs have double the HP, which is great. But as you can see, we are tanking through this thing just fine, and the boss will be dead soon. There we go. As you can see, that boss, no trouble at all to kill in our armor set. Okay, so the last one is Svens. So in my opinion, Svens are the most difficult boss to fight. But that's not an unreasonable assumption. Although the tier 3 is pretty easily tankable in strong armor, as I just showed. Although I do believe that the Tarantella helmet actually has better stats. 195, 145, 125. So in this case, I would actually recommend swapping out. I do have, I actually don't have lifesteal 4 on this, contrary to the last clip. I do not have lifesteal 4 on my AOTD, it's only lifesteal 3. So, or is it? Yeah, it's only lifesteal 3. So, Svens, you basically just come over here to the castle in the hub. If you have a rank, you can just find a private hub lobby, and nobody can disturb you. In the Spider's End is like the most annoying. Okay, so basically the strategy for this fence is just lead the boss into the water, and you need to let it hit you every once in a while, otherwise it'll delete like half of your health. And basically, just let the boss hit you a couple times, but also keep it in the water, as if you have Depth Strider, you can easily outmaneuver the boss and kill it very easily. So there we go, we got the tier 1 boss done. Tier 3, sorry, not tier 1. So, I will attempt to do a tier 4 boss in this armor, but if it doesn't work, don't worry guys. It's just strong armor with an AOTD. There's always better gear for cheaper. Now, even at this point, you probably have a Radiant Power Orb that you could plop down. Although I won't be using mine, as it's a Mana Flux, and if you have a Mana Flux, or any sort of better orb, I would highly recommend putting it down, as the orbs are decently good for just keeping you alive in some situations. And we are actually pretty close. Although for this boss fight, if you have a legendary wolf pet, I would definitely recommend using it. Although I will try with a tiger pet, and if that doesn't work, then I guess we can try with wolf, which is like the cheapest upgrade here. So as you can see, this boss, it does a lot more damage, and you have to let it hit you, which is why I would rather be fighting this in the water than not in the water, and also I'd probably be using the wolf pet, as the wolf pet does make you take less damage from wolves. In the phase where it spawns the pups, it actually moves a lot slower than before. So I think here I can just try and lifesteal the boss. Oh, as you can see, it got me really low just then. But we are fine, and I think we can kill this boss. And there we go. We have killed basically all of the bosses. We have killed every single tier 4 boss in the derpy event. with strong Terra armor or just strong armor and a Fabled A to do Slayers. Again, hope you guys enjoyed this quick tutorial on basically just how to kill each of the Slayer bosses if you guys are struggling. If you found this helpful, I guess just hit the like button, subscribe. Anyway, see you next time. Oh yeah, so quick disclaimer, this is, I'm recording this part after I recorded the main video. All of these bosses were done with these skills that you see here. This doesn't matter. And this is one of the reasons that I had such an easy time with the boss. But I do believe that most people should at least be able to do the tier 3s in this armor. If you guys are struggling, just grind up to tier 3s and maybe just ask a friend to help you. Get one of the Slayer specific swords, maybe for like a Revenant if you need some help. You could go for like a Revenant Falchion, which does a good amount more damage than a AOTD if you have it max enchants as well. Although these bosses, if you guys didn't know, were done under the influence of a god potion. And basically what that does is it gives you every single positive effect in the game. So yeah, that is how I was able to do a decent amount of damage. Honestly, I do think, however, you guys should be able to survive the bosses pretty easily. The only boss that I could see you guys having trouble with is the Sven. And if you are having trouble with the Sven, maybe just try to lead it into the water or place down your orb or whatnot. Anyway, that was just a quick reminder after the video, so take care.